Alright guys, so next Patreon request comes from Tom Hibbert, who asked me to do a Proud Family Black Panther crossover. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, yeah, let's get started with the video. So the story begins at the Proud Family, and it's been announced, like it's breakfast and the Proud Family's having breakfast, that there's news going around that their city is one of the many selected for a special visitor to talk at school at several inner city schools. One of those, that person is T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, the Black Panther, one of the major members of the Avengers, and he's coming with his entourage, the Dora Milaje, to speak at schools. From across the U.S. and other countries. It's kind of like it's basically Wakanda on a goodwill tour, to talk to the youth of the next generation. Like this was T'Challa's, it's a charity thing for T'Challa. And everyone's like, holy crap, the King of Wakanda is, coming to our city, and Penny, you're gonna actually get to see him talk to people. But the thing of it is that Penny's not exactly, feeling it. Penny isn't exactly feeling the excitement. She's actually kind of upset about it. She's like, yeah, whatever. And Trudy and Oscar are like, Penny, you're going to see the King of Wakanda, arguably one of the most important people to exist, and he's going to talk to people. He's like, nah, he's going to talk to our school and then move on to the next one and not even give us a second thought. He probably might even leave to go fight some supervillain in the middle of the talk. And they're like, what's your problem, girl? She's like, nothing, I'm just gonna go. So Penny leaves for school, and all of her friends are like, holy crap, it's King T'Challa's coming. Today we're gonna see the Black Panther. Aren't you excited, Penny? And she's like, no, not really. So they're like, what? You're crazy. It's the Black Panther. They're like, it's the Black Panther. Come on. But still, Penny doesn't give them a reason why she doesn't want to meet him, or why she's not excited to meet him, and doesn't really give a lot of thought or say on the matter. She's just like, whatever. She's just whatever about it. That's really what it comes down to, is that she's just really whatever about the situation. So, the school assembly happens, and in comes T'Challa, and there's just cheers. He's flanked by, the Dora Milaje, one of them being Okoye at his side, and they're all just, the students are just freaking out, and Penny is just kind of whatever. However, she spots something, like a flash of something in one of the rafters, the hint of a light, and she's like, what the hell is that? At first she thinks it's reflections from one of the from the window pane, but she's like, I don't know, whatever. But the more she watches it, and T'Challa's already talking thank you, students, one and all, I'm glad to have come here, to talk to the next generation. It's my hope. Basically T'Challa talks about it's his hope that through these talks to the next generation, that that the people of the world will, especially the youth of the nations, will be able to better have relations with Wakanda. T'Challa doesn't mince words. He literally does not mince words in any way, shape, or form. He's just look, Wakanda has had some internal strife as well, and external strife, especially with other nations. And it's my hope that that I'm talking to you as the King of Wakanda, that these relations can be strengthened for our next generation. So hopefully my children, or if I'm not on the throne, Suri or her kids, one day the future king or queen of Wakanda will be able to have strong relations with even stronger bonds with the other nations of the world. And so it's about that time that Penny's just she's watching the flash, and that's when she realizes, oh shit, that's a rifle. That's a sniper scope. And T'Challa's so usually he would catch on to this. He normally would be able to catch on and like get everyone get into that Black Panther mode, but he's so invested in talking to the kids that he hasn't really paid attention to it. And that's when Penny jumps up out of her seat and goes, "There's get down!" And that's when T'Challa sees up in the rafters the hint of a sniper scope, and he immediately ducks. Sniper goes off. It's panic everywhere. T'Challa immediately goes into Avenger mode and tells Okoye and the Dora Milaje, who are already like trying to get him to safety, and he's like, "No, I'll deal with the sniper. You take care. You help with the children. Guard them." So he throws on his Black Panther costume and goes up to see what's going on, and it's Taskmaster. Yep, Taskmaster was trying to pull off an assassination attempt, and he's like, Black Panther's like, Taskmaster. I was kind of wondering when an assassination attempt would happen. I wasn't expecting this early in the tour. And he's like, well, people got, the powers that be really wanted you dead faster. And he's like, you'd think they would, and Black Panther's like, you think they would learn after our last few conflicts that I am not an easy man to kill. And he's like, true, but still, can't blame a guy for wanting to eat. So Black Panther and Taskmaster fight. Penny and everyone else is like trying to be escorted out of the assembly as T'Challa and Taskmaster throw down. During the fight, like they're up in the rafters, like they are straight up in the rafters and as the fight's going on, Penny like notices like there's a weak point in the rafters, and she's like, hey, she runs over to Okoye and is like, hey, I see, like, if you want to help your king, listen to me real fast. So she directs Okoye to hit that specific weak point that just so happened that Taskmaster lands on. It breaks under him and he goes crashing into the seats below, knocking him out. Black Panther subdues him and he's like, the only reason I'm not killing you is because I don't want the kids to see that. Remember that. So Taskmaster gets thrown in jail, and T'Challa, now back out of still in costume, goes over to talk to Penny, and he's like, I'm told that Okoye told me that you're the one who helped me. I wanted to thank you. And she's like, it's whatever. And she's like, and he's like, your friends keep saying that you weren't excited to meet me. Why is that? So Penny basically unloads of why she's not excited to see him. And she goes, because you could do so much more, man. You could have, do you know what it's like being an African American in America? I mean, you're the king of a whole nation in Africa, and you could be giving money away. You could be giving, Peace Corps shit in the United Nations, but instead you're just locked away in your little kingdom, and you don't care about the rest of us. And he's like, that's not true. That's one of the reasons why I did this, is to safeguard all of your people. Your people are my people too. Like there is no yours or mine. It's our people. And I did this to help, like I said, help relations between us. And I know I could do so much more. But I know that, Penny, it's people like you who can do just as much as I can. So by the end of it, Penny has an understanding of it. And even T'Challa says, look, I can't, my words some may not mean a lot. But at the same time, he's like, I know it's just words, but you have the ability, you and your friends have the ability to stand up for those actions as well. So, and one day, you'll be, we will be as powerful as Wakanda is now, if not greater. So Penny has her faith restored and all of that, and she's like, "Can I do it? Do what? The thing?" And he's like, please go ahead. And she goes, "Wakanda forever!" She just screams it, "Wakanda forever!" and she's like, "Don't worry, Iron Man." And it's like, "Sorry, she's like, "Sorry, I just really wanted to do that all my life." And he goes, "Don't worry, Iron Man does it too." When he thinks I'm not watching. So there you go, guys. That is the Proud Family Black Panther story. Once again, I'd like to thank Tom Hibbert for this Patreon request, and like I said, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done as well, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, you guys can start sending me requests or videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.